Hello and welcome to the Infectious Groove Podcast, part of the Odd Pods Media Network. Recorded at the 33 1/3 Music Appreciation Center in Speakeasy, located just outside of Detroit, Michigan. The Infectious Groove Podcast is your source for jammy jams, music news, and the best in-depth music discussion. Thanks for joining us. Now here are your hosts.
Hello and welcome to the funnest part of your week. It is Russ and Michelle and Kyle. Yeah. Or things can only go up from here. It is Russ, Kyle, and Michelle with you along for the ride of the Infectious Groove Podcast. And this week, our main topic of discussion is going to be one-hit wonders. And I was kind of surprised that we hadn't talked about this before.
I'm pretty sure we have.
I honestly thought we did.
I don't think we did. And, well, if we didn't, here we go again. Well, it's not like Michelle's going to remember if we discussed it anyways.
Why do I feel like we have?
I think that we've referenced several one-hit wonders over the period of time.
For sure.
Yeah.
And even in the future, I was thinking about, like, I don't want the show to convert to, like, there are very good music podcasts out there that do deep dives into, like, specific songs for whole episodes, you know? And in the future, we could do that definitely with this topic because there's so many cool one-hit wonders out there. But anyways, that will be in the second half of the show. Some things we always talk about in the top of the show is, if you would, please leave us a review anywhere. We always like to get feedback. We have a Patreon you can join. But the big news this week is, and you guys may have heard this, I've been talking a lot about our YouTube channel. And,
we have a YouTube channel?
We do. And now that we're over 1,000 subscribers, I think as a reward, you should finally appear in a YouTube video. I have all sorts of great ideas that won't take that long to shoot, by the way. It's going to be great for both of you. I have a bunch of great ideas for both of you. It's going to be awesome. But for a very long time, I've been talking about how the goal when I started the channel for us is to hit 1,000 subscribers. And we hit 1,000 subscribers and went barreling past that. We're almost at 1,100 already. So thank you to everybody for doing that. Yes, thank you very much, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Does it, when you hit 1,000, doesn't it like change the algorithm or something?
Supposedly.
So that's why it started rolling past it so quickly.
Yeah, that's what I think. So, and we
Did
have
you change the URL now?
That was at 100. Which I know because I use the URL often to promote our channel. And if you ever want to promote our channel, I can give you the link.
Oh my God.
What is it?
If you just go to youtube.com and search for Infectious Groove Vinyl, you'll be like, whoa, this channel's awesome. And then you'll find out that it's...
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, then you'll find out that it's us. I do have a metric ton of footage shot already for the channel. Like right now, we can release 2 videos per week until the middle of March. But I can slot in stuff wherever I want to. So when we do get you in front of a camera, I can just turn right around and reward all of our loyal viewers and listeners.
Stressing me out, man.
With your face. It's not as stressful as you think it is.
Now there's 1,000 people who might see me.
You had your chance. It took us like a year. You had 12 months to appear on the channel.
I was growing a baby, man.
Without worry. No, not Excuses. So anyways, having said that, if you listen to last week's episode and remember last week's episode, there's 2 key points to this. There was a very specific request we made during our feedback section, and boy, did everybody comply. So here we go.
Feedback job.
Don't worry about that. Right. There's rock and roll me without feedback.
So we have feedback on a variety of things. And actually, you know what? I'm going to change it up. I'm going to play a voicemail that we got first because the person who picked our album review last week, loyal listener and very supportive person, Seth. And so I want to play a voicemail he left us with, I guess you could say his review of our review of his album. And then after that, we have a variety of feedback on a bunch of different things we talked about. But you will see a common theme in most of the feedback that we received.
Hello. This is Seth calling you. I really had to work up my courage to listen to this episode. I was really nervous what everyone would say. But before I get too far into it, I just have to say that Michelle is really fun and super awesome. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to try and keep this into one voicemail, Russ. So no promises. Here we go. So this album, like, I don't know. This is definitely like, I was into this scene, as Michelle says. And this album was very, like, definitely an important album for me. And I saw them like on the tour after it came out. Like actually in college, I made a music video on 16mm black and white film to "This Is How I Disappear," one of Russ's stinkers. So I'm definitely like a big fan. I like Blood also because it's very cabaret-esque style, and I enjoy that kind of music when it's that influence in music. So, yeah, I don't know. I just really, really liked the album, and they actually did get a new drummer as opposed to the one who plays on this album.
They needed
there was like a big falling out with the drummer, and so I think there's a new one.
Was there a falling out with the drummer because he wasn't any good?
Which I think is the same one. I don't think they're like cycling through touring drummers or anything anymore. Also, I guess really what I'm trying to say is, to me, this is my generation's The Wall. And I don't know. I don't want to make excuses for Gerard Way, but I know he did have an alcohol issue. I think that was still going on probably around the time that he was doing this interview that is supposedly real. So
I can't find it.
Excuses, but I'm just trying to give reasons. It's kind of like similar to when Tom DeLonge was on Pain Medicine, like, and was saying like how his new band Angels and Airwaves was going to be like better than U2 and all these other stuff.
I remember that.
So I mean, I'm not trying to excuse. I'm just saying like, drugs suck. But so I actually think that this album review went a lot better than I was anticipating. The fact that Kyle was just like meh about it, like that was more than I could hope for, because I know it's not his thing, and I know it's not Russ's thing either. Typically, this type of like punk/emo music isn't really your genre, but they are very much influenced, and I think it's in Dead too. Like another reference that I got is in the guitar in the solo, the guitar kind of does this Woody Woodpecker thing. Is it da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na? I don't know. I just that always sticks out to me when I listen to that song. And yeah, I guess before hopefully I get this in, I'm gonna rate it 8 as well out of 10, because I do like the Three Cheers album better as well.
So great.
Well, why didn't we do Three Cheers?
Great feedback. Please don't pick that in the future.
Well, guess who has to pick it up today?
I'm very aware. A couple of things. One, on the supposed interview. So Lauren from the Beard Owl podcast spent like 2 days looking for this interview, and she finally found the clip, but whoever put it on YouTube only put the first half of the interview.
See?
And but it just like cuts off, before, and she's like, is this it? And I'm like, yes, that's where it is. And she's like, but it cuts off halfway through. Oh, but don't worry. He spends the entire first half telling you how great he is and how great. And I was like, yep, it's going to lead up to the thing. And then it just cuts off before they got to the part where he said that.
You're making it up.
Because I have to make up a reason to dislike him like him. So yeah, that's what it is.
Alcohol is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Holy cow. So thank you very much, Seth, for the pick and for the feedback.
Thanks,
on
Seth.
the pick. We love it. Oh, and Michelle, did you have any particular takeaways from that message?
That I'm great.
Okay, fair enough. You're going to notice a theme in some of our feedback this week. This one does not have that, but Garrett, who is a longtime listener and supporter and runs his own show, the Ever Trending Story, said, today starts my journey as a vinyl owner. I bought a cheap record player from Walmart because I wanted to make sure it was the path I wanted to venture down. Thanks to Russ from the Infectious Group podcast for talking about it enough to make me bite the bullet, which I think is great. Like that's the whole point of this show, is to get people listening to more music. And then, you guys know this. I'm not you have to listen on vinyl guy, but like if you're going to listen on vinyl, I'll be happy to help.
Good luck. Now there's no going back.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
It's all to spend a lot of money real quick.
It's all downhill or uphill from here, depending on how you look at it.
How much is like a needle? 10 grand?
You can spend 30 or 45,000 on a needle. Easy. Like I've stood in front of.
You can buy a car.
That's correct. I've stood in front of audio systems that are like 200 grand, and people consider
that's worth my house.
But they consider that to be mid-range for high-end audio. It's insane. Aaron from the I Had to Say It podcast says, not going to lie, I'm not an emo fan at all. Thoroughly enjoyed the episode, though. I might have to break down and give it a listen just to be fair now. So that's cool as well, which I like. Keeping Up with Kardashians, Joe, friend of the show, Joe, who's been on before, sent us this tweet. Excellent album review from the Infectious Group podcast. Boy, you can really tell when Michelle is engaged in an album. I thoroughly enjoyed the entire discussion around this one. And yes, hidden tracks are part of the album, Joe says.
Oh, so Joe makes the rules now?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Jamie Porter says, this is great. I'm going to read this like it's written. Another fun episode about an album review. Reviewing My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade. I love listening to Russ and Kyle tiptoe around the fact that they just didn't like it all that much, but also being good sports and being fair and giving it a try. I was not so generous. The tracks that were on the playlist were not for me. Also, it sounded like Michelle has some vengeance picks lined up for her next review, and I'm wondering what she has to be so vengeful about. She got this record in without having to use her own pick. Maybe I just heard it wrong. Anyways, thanks again for starting off my week with a smile.
What do I have to be so vengeful about? I have to deal with you two all the time.
Sam from the 500 Section Lounge follows up Jamie's feedback with, I have to ask this. Michelle, who hurt you?
You guys! Both of you.
I disagree.
Rude.
I vehemently disagree.
Yes.
I mean, I've given you 20 years of the absolute premium friendship. And Kyle gave you a human being, for crying out loud.
Accurate.
Like, I've got you a lot of good presents over the year. This dude went above and beyond and got you a person.
You're welcome.
I don't really see what the problem is, really. I just don't understand. Ryan, listener, has some feedback for us, and I believe, again, you will enjoy this one. Michelle, finally getting a chance to listen to this episode. When you got to my comment, I realized somehow that I managed to forget to mention that Michelle is great. Michelle is great. I'm a big fan of My Chem and the Black Parade as well. Michelle is great. With songs like I Don't Love You, Famous Last Words, Michelle is Great, the title track, and Dead, there are some serious bangers on this album. I was lucky enough to see them 3 times, including this tour, and they are so great live. Not as great as Michelle, but still pretty good. I even named my daughter Helena after the track from the album before this one. If only I had the forethought to name her Michelle. Bummer. Anyways, great episode, and until next time, you guys, Michelle is great.
I love it so much.
Yes. So, and we have more feedback. Sean and Chris write us and say, if you find yourself coming down with a case of the Michelles and all you listen to are podcasts and audiobooks, don't feel bad. There's a cure for that. You should listen to the Infectious Screw podcast. If you're allergic, to stop immediately and call your doctor. There's actually a series of tweets from Sean and Chris, which is great. Have you guys thought about doing crowdsourced jammy jams? You know, for when Michelle has 1.5 jam, you could use the other half for the listeners. They followed that up with the next tweet. Michelle is great and does fun things. Then I said that they didn't have to say that second part, and yes, they could. We would use their jammy jams in our episode, and so they said, so we'll go ahead and throw this out here. The new Imagine Dragons is okay.
I thought the song was called Okay.
The new Limp Bizkit album is pretty good too. It took me all the way back. Big thanks to Kyle. There's that as well, which I thought was great. So a lot of Michelle-centric feedback this week, which is what Michelle is looking for. I noticed a lot of people, we don't like to spread lies and heresy on the show, and a lot of people lying with the Michelle is great.
That's true.
And does fun things. I have yet to see that quite some time. Fun things to me would be, for example, showing up on the YouTube channel. That would be Michelle.
Well, that's not fun things to me.
Well, it's not always about you, Michelle.
What?
Oh boy.
Is this true?
Next week's feedback is going to be filled with people being like, no, it's absolutely always about Michelle.
Thank you.
Moving along. Our jammies. I have a full album that I was listening to, and then a stuck in my head song that became my jammy jam because the way my layout is on my phone. The other day I opened a streaming app on accident, and I have one streaming app that just starts playing as soon as you open it. Tidal and Spotify, you have to open the app and then push play, right? Yeah. The iHeartRadio app will just start playing as soon as you open the app. Yeah. No, whatever station you were listening to. So I accidentally clicked on the iHeartRadio app the other day, and Stuck With You by Huey Lewis and the News was playing, and oh boy. Just the whole rest of the day into the next day. And I mean, it's a great song too, so it's not like it's a bad song to have stuck in your head.
Would you say it was stuck with you?
It was stuck with me. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. Yeah. I put it on Twitter, and there were quite a few of those throughout the day. It was great. And then the other thing is Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats put out a new record last week.
About that.
Me too. And because of the whole backups in the vinyl plants, I knew the vinyl was coming later, and I was in the record store yesterday and saw it and was like, oh shit, so I grabbed that.
Yeah, I like the singles that I heard.
Yeah, the album's way laid back compared to their other stuff.
Good though?
It's good, but okay, so the lo-fi sound on the first record? It's
what does that even mean?
Yeah, okay. So, Kyle, the lo-fi sound on their first record?
I do.
Okay. So it's that times 10. This sounds like it was recorded in a garage of a garage. You know what I mean? So which I'm fine with. I like lo-fi sound being the Strokes, White Stripes, mid 60s garage rock. Michelle, I just nod when I hit any artist you've heard of. So I'm fine with it because not everything has to be slick production. I was more surprised that the album's way laid back compared to what it was. Because like the first album is pretty much a party from like dropping the needle through the last song, you know?
Well, Nathaniel Rateliff is pretty much a party, isn't he?
From what I understand, yes. So, yeah, and we saw him in concert the one time. The show was amazing.
They put on a great show.
Yeah, it was a hell of a show. So anyways, those were my Jammy Jams. I did purchase the Adele LP yesterday, but I just wasn't in the mood to like be upset by it last night. Yeah. So I just didn't. It's a kind of a record I'd like to take in on my own instead of having a group of people at my house and be like, hey, right, let's all be sad.
You should just get in your bed and turn off the lights.
Yeah. Have a glass of wine, even though I don't drink wine.
Get in the bubble bath. Well, this is not my Jammy Jams. I started it yesterday.
Good, because it's not your turn yet.
Why can I never go second?
We saved the best for last.
But I didn't finish it.
The Adele record? Yeah, I've heard.
I'm not saying no.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to it, finish it, and then give it another full listen to in one sitting.
You're going to wildly disagree with this, but here's my take on Adele's entire career so far. Her first record is brilliant, all the way across the board. Production, songwriting style, the way the lyrics are delivered, everything about it is brilliant. Second record is equally as good, but to me, Someone Like You became her Under the Bridge by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, where then to me, 25 is like, hey, you guys remember how much money we made with Someone Like You?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that 10 times in a row. And I don't hate 25, but to me, it's every Chili Peppers record for the rest of the night.
She's very much just riding a wave.
And I'm worried about this new album.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to buy it because, not that Adele needs my money, but I do like to support the artists that I like, and I do remember seeing her in a venue when no one knew who she was, so I like to support artists that I like. So I bought it, but I am very worried that it's going to be Someone Like You 10 times in a row.
I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised then.
That's good. I just wanted to make another song
So it
that's
doesn't
anywhere.
sound like the single?
I would say the single sounds like everything else, like the Someone Like You, and I think the rest of the album, it's not grossly different. It's not like this. She doesn't like start doing like rock
like
or
metal.
something.
Yeah. Adelica.
I don't know. Let's all listen to it and take it in and maybe talk about it.
Right on. Yeah. I just want
I
her
don't
to
want
make.
to speak too soon.
I want her to make any song as creative and good as Right as Rain ever again. And
That's a jam.
you damn right that's a jam. Speaking of jams, Kyle, what do you have for Jammy Jams?
So it's actually all rap this week.
What?
That's a giant surprise.
No variety. Sorry.
So you're like the opposite of the pop stations in town. All the hits without the rap. They sound so mad when they say it. Kyle's station is all the rap without the hits. What do you got?
Kanye West released the deluxe version of Donda.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
But
if you remember, I've been down here holding my breath.
Get this. It sounds like much more of a polished record. Even though there's like 32 songs on it now, with it being the deluxe version.
Because what it was missing before was track length.
But it wasn't, he didn't just add all the shit to the end. It's stuff that's intermixed into the track listing that makes it sound complete versus it not really sounding complete before.
I've mentioned this all the time. As an Axl Rose fan, I can't. Like, I can't be like, what's with your boy? Like, 'cause that's just some crap Axl would do.
It's very bizarre. And I was like, for instance, they put that, the guy from Outkast.
Big Boy?
No,
Andre 3000.
Yes. So Andre 3000 had a song on there, and they left it off because he cusses so much.
Yeah.
And that was before everyone was like,
where's the swears?
Yeah. So, and that was why it was left off. Well,
we should make a t-shirt that says that with
so
Michelle
instead
on
of
it.
just,
Where's the swears?
Instead of just editing that song like the rest of the album is edited, it literally bleeps out the swear words like you're watching the Jerry Springer show, and it's weird.
Like, it makes the beep noise, or does it?
It makes the beep noise.
Because, and I'm getting so far off here, but the first 3 Eminem albums, remember how instead of using beeps, they would just mute?
Yeah.
And there's whole songs that used to get played on the radio that were like, because I'm crazy.
And like on other songs on there, like there's songs that Kanye West swears in, and they just double the word before it, like to cover the swear word.
Yeah, they used to do that with when Gold Digger was on the radio.
Yeah. Same kind of thing. So to hear the actual like bleep noise, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, I don't even want to listen to it. It's weird.
There's an acoustic Pink Floyd song on the Division Bell. You remember Michelle loved that album. There's a very soft acoustic Pink Floyd song called The Division Bell, and Floyd's like, there's maybe 3 F words in the history of Pink Floyd, but there's an F word in the song. And when they used to play this on the radio, it would do the loud beep instead of just muting it. And I was like, why? Like it's so obnoxious in this acoustic song.
It's very weird that they would choose to do something like that over just muting it or whatever.
Kanye being weird. What else?
Yeah. So because we were going to talk about one-hit wonders, there's a shitload of rap one-hit wonders.
Yeah, there
right?
sure are.
But this is not a one-hit wonder, but it led me down that path. There is a song called Still Tippin'. And it's by Paul Wall, Mike Jones, and Slim Thug.
Mike Jones.
Yes, it's literally one of my favorite rap songs ever made. Like, I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
So
I remember that cut.
I just ended up at that song, listening to it a bunch of times.
That came out around the time I was big into 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah.
You know, so I used to listen to all that stuff at the same time.
And then, unfortunately, young Dolph was murdered while he was buying cookies in Memphis.
Story checks out.
Yeah, so I ended up listening to a bunch of his stuff because, I mean, I've mentioned him a million times on the
I read about
podcast.
that the other day, and I'm not making light at all, but I remember how we used to have a music news segment on the show, and like every week it was like, "Hey Kyle, what's going on in music news?" You're like, "Well, this person sold their song rights, and this person got murdered, like in the rap community." I was just like, "Good lord!" Like it's probably one of the reasons we did away with the segment. Like instead of music
I don't know
news.
for sure what happened, but all I know is that he was at a cookie shop and then was gunned down. So
good lord,
yes.
Michelle, bring us back up on an upswing here. What kind of Jamie Jams do you have for us?
Well, I have one that's kind of a spoiler.
Okay. All right. If you could just, move closer to the mic. Yeah, that helps out. Okay, Jill. You can do that.
Are you getting my levels?
Yeah, I am. If you could continue to poke the microphone, that'd be awesome.
So in my research this week of one-hit wonders, I rediscovered the song "Too Close" by Alex Clare. I'm sure if I played it, you would.
It is
know
a song that everyone knows.
Sing it.
But that used to be my jam, and so I've been playing it on repeat all week now that I've rediscovered it. And also Dashboard is featured on someone else's song, and it got released I think last week. It's called Coming Alive, and I don't know how to say this person's name. It's Ivan and Alyosha, Alyosha, and it's their song, and Dashboard's on it, and it's great.
Right
it's, on. He does.
Is there a full record from those folks? Or
I'm assuming so.
I love that she just never thinks to look. She's just like, this is all I need from you. And also, if I go to your concert, if you could just play just this.
All I really care about is the Dashboard part.
I would like a 7 p.m. showtime.
Whoa.
The
6.
The Alex Clare dude, that's the guy that you asked me if he was dead.
Yeah.
Because she just assumes everyone who ever made a one-hit wonder is dead.
Yeah.
I thought I got him and Avicii confused.
Oh, yeah. Easy mistake.
Yeah.
Easy mistake.
So I also have one more.
Oh, go ahead.
Said you had one.
Did I?
She said one was a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
And it's been spoilt.
It's been spoiled. This one's kind of a spoiler, but I've been into Hanson this week because of Mbop.
Which we'll get into that whole what's your definition of
that's why
one-hit wonders?
literally this is what spurred that question when I asked it in the chat. What do we consider one hit wonder? Because like
I always feel like it's going to be. I always feel like Michelle's going to be engaged in an episode when she has at least one question during it. So I was excited because usually we get
deep dark rabbit hole is what it is.
Well, for sure. Yeah. And usually we get to Saturday and Michelle's like, "What are we talking about again?" I'm like, sweet.
But yeah, I enjoy Hanson's later material, and I'm a fan. So
you celebrate their entire catalog.
I do actually.
I just always use that from Office Space. Where he's like, "Oh, you must love Michael Bolton's music." I celebrate his entire catalog.
So yeah, that's what I've been into this week.
Right on. Yeah. So a variety of things between all of us, and Kanye is doing Kanye. So
did you since you just brought that up again? Did you see how he announced the fact that he was releasing it? He had all those people show up in that weird white mask that he was wearing. So a bunch of people looked just like he looked in that time the photo that was taken. We're walking around Times Square.
Good Lord.
To announce the deluxe version.
I don't know. No. And real quick, I would never in a million years think about trying to control somebody else's creative output, but please don't put all 32 tracks on
yes.
the playlist.
I will aim for just the ones that he added to this one.
Oh, so 25. Yeah, 25. Sweet. All right. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to have a big, huge, friendly discussion about one-hit wonders. Well, things might get hostile at some point. You never know with Michelle. She's always the wild card. We're going to talk about one-hit wonders in just a second. You are listening to the Infectious Group podcast on the Odd Pods Media Network.
Hey, I'm Pantsless Aaron.
This is Stevie.
And I'm Augie.
And we are BFYTW, a podcast all about playing games and having fun. Our games are usually based on British panel shows and game shows, but we'll play anything that captures our attention and imagination. Why? It's right there in the title.
You'll never guess what the F stands for.
Hey, you there. We've got a question for you. Are you tired of clickbait stories and the loudest voices driving discussions in culture and entertainment?
If so, I'm Dylan.
I'm Kendall.
And I'm Corey. And we host the podcast From the Middle. We're middle-class guys living in the middle of America, in the middle chapters of our lives with points of view somewhere in the middle.
We take a more reasonable and centrist approach in our discussions covering genres like comedy, culture, entertainment, and interviews, with really interesting folks like business owners, comic creators, doctors, news anchors, New York Times best-selling illustrators, professional stand-up comics, and more. We really value a relaxed and conversational podcast, one that we hope is so fun and laid back, you'll forget you're not actually hanging out with us.
So search at From the Mid Pod, just like it sounds, or check us out everywhere you can find podcasts.
We are back, easing on into the second half of the Infectious Groove podcast, where our main topic of discussion this week is going to be one-hit wonders. And we always try and come up with different ways to discuss this instead of just being like, here's one I like. You know, we will get to a portion where we discuss some of the ones that we like. And I feel like the three of us will probably match up on at least a couple of these.
Yeah.
I specifically focused on ones that I thought that you guys wouldn't match up on, so there'd be some
Kyle
variety.
wants to be cool.
I do have one that I think is way out of left field that both of you are going to be like, really? But
The outfield?
Yeah. Zing. So, and we're actually going to discuss that too, not first, but that too, like where most people would probably consider the outfield a one-hit wonder, but if you go to the 7-inch section of a record store and you go to try and find your love, you're going to see that outfield had a whole crap load of other hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyways, we'll get into that. So the first thing I want to discuss, because we always try and keep a positive spin on the show, is why is there any sort of stigma that comes with one-hit wonders? Like, people talk about it like it's a shameful thing or you shouldn't be proud of it.
I think because in the music industry, they associate talent with longevity.
Yeah, or definitely sometimes it should never be this way, but they can equate quantity to quality.
Yes.
You know, so if you have like a whole string of hits, they're like, oh, well, you must be awesome at this. Well,
Yes.
No, the machine was probably just behind you more.
Yep.
You know, like, do you see that, Michelle? Like, do you see the stigma where people talk about it, or do you just go about your business not caring?
I see the stigma.
Yeah.
She just assumes they're all one-hit wonders because they're dead.
yeah, they all had
They
one
only
hit.
could only put out one hit. Sorry.
Yeah. I just want to clarify going into the rest of this discussion, not everybody is the Big Bopper. Like, not everybody had one hit and then died.
Not everybody?
Yeah, and they also don't kill you if you just have one hit and never have another one.
Who's they?
Exactly. You ever seen Squid Game? It's
No.
It's fun to watch. You should watch it.
Don't they? Isn't it dubbed?
Yes. And
I'd rather subtitles.
and so my thing is, I see stigma about it all the time, and even like in the social media age, you'll see people like be like, "Oh, I just got, I went to Trader Joe's and the checkout guy was like the guy who said, yeah, so." Like, what do you think? You get a good $1 jillion if you have one hit?
Yeah.
I
you
always
just
wonder
suffer,
what
like-
those people are doing now.
So
Always.
It's interesting. I have a friend of mine who lives in another country, and his next door neighbor is the lead singer of a band who had one hit. And he's always like snarkily mentioning it, like, oh, he's out cutting the lawn. Yeah, because he has to cut his lawn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, you had one hit, so grass no longer grows at your house. You know what I mean? Like,
Can you imagine that in any other industry? You get fired from your job, and then they're like, this asshole has to live next door to me now.
And that's the thing. yeah. Oh, the high and mighty had to move to my crappy neighborhood.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly that. You would never see that in another industry,
Right.
And people are just like, and I get it, that like this, you own records by this person and then they're normal.
I think it's because we put musicians on such a high pedestal that, like, even if they're a one-hit wonder, they're expected to be like this untouchable, like, this force that can never be reckoned with.
They're just not normal people.
Yeah, when it's just a normal person that had one hit and is working at the grocery store now.
Yeah. Like when I was in LA a couple of weeks ago, I went to a concert at the Wiltern, and there was a very famous actor standing like right in front of us for the whole concert. And I've never, I don't bother people like that, but oh man, did no one care that he was a real person trying to enjoy a concert.
Yeah.
Like, everybody else went up to him and was like trying to get selfies and bother. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, because I would assume somebody, a very current, still famous actor, like, I would assume they don't have to stand in the crowd if they don't want to.
Yeah.
And boy, was it.
Can they dance if they want to?
They can, and we're going to get into that. So.
It's on my list.
I figured for sure we were going to match up on that. But yeah, I just don't get the stigma that comes with it. I'll tell you this: every one-hit wonder has one more hit than you do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like the average person, and some of these one-hit wonders become like part of like Americana. You know what I mean? Like they're just part of people's everyday lives. Like it's a thing that you hear all the time. And to me, it's like you don't really need more than one hit because everyone on earth knows the thing that you did, you know? So I don't know. For me, I've never had a stigma about it. Like if anything, when I was a kid and I first got into some of these artists, I probably was bummed that there wasn't more.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the biggest thing is it's a letdown that there isn't more.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And then I grew up and realized why there wasn't more because the music industry is just fucked up in
Turns
general.
people out, yeah.
So
Or
it just
there is more, but they just don't.
Yeah.
Like Hanson's a great example. Like there is more, and they have their own cult following of people,
For
but
sure.
like they're not pushed. They're not in mainstream media anymore. And I don't know if that's on them if they don't want to be, or if it's because...
And there are. I know. I actually have one hit wonder for sure that I know. Two on my list actually that I know for sure. We're like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Like after they put out the record,
I can totally see that because people are insane, man.
Yeah.
They don't care about your personal space or your personal life, or they have no boundaries.
Yeah. Now, do you find that now that Michelle is Great is trending, you find that more people don't have any boundaries and they bother you in like the grocery store?
Yeah, like just now there was someone knocking on my door at home. They could have been asking for me. They wanted to know what I was doing.
They were asking for you or resident. Michelle counts a good mail day when she gets 5 letters for occupant.
I'm the occupant.
You are. So now here, I feel like this is probably going to take up a good chunk of the discussion. What is your personal definition of one-hit wonder? Because this is where, and we did a whole episode about how I try not to be a music snob, but like I know more than the average bear about music. And for me...
Bears don't know a lot about music.
You don't know. You ever talk to a bear about music? We don't even know if they do shit in the woods for sure. By the way.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when people, like, here's one, this isn't even on my list, but like most people would consider Terrence Trent D'Arby a one-hit wonder because of Wishing Well, right? Mm-hmm. And like every time someone brings that up, I'm like, no, Sign Your Name was a big hit too, and everybody's like, well, I don't remember that song. I don't care if you remember. So for me, I feel like if you have that one song that everyone knows you for, like I should probably concede on the Terrence Trent D'Arby thing because like no one knows anything but Wishing Well, right?
No, I agree with what you're saying. Was the other song on the Billboard top whatever?
Yeah, I'll look it up actually. I don't know where it charted, but I know that it charted. Yeah.
Okay.
But so Kyle, what is your definition of one hit wonder?
Yeah, the same kind of thing because if you could get technical because they might have had one song that trended here, but they have 10 albums that are the most famous thing ever in in England. Who knows?
I think I've talked to you guys. I don't know if this was on the show or we just in conversation, but like Simple Minds.
Yeah.
Here in the U.S., the only thing they're known for, the only hit that they've had, is a song that's not even theirs. Don't You Forget About Me, which they did for the Breakfast Club soundtrack. And they only did it. It was like, hey, we need someone to do this song. Billy Idol was supposed to do it and you can't do it. And Simple Minds was like, I don't know, we'll do that song. But all over the rest of the world, they're known for everything else. Like they draw soccer stadium size crowds everywhere else. And here in the U.S., they're only known for a song that's not even theirs. So I guess overall, you're kind of in the same boat. Like, what if everyone kind of universally knows the one song? Then that's what you kind of is.
So I'll use this as an example. I was just watching a documentary called "The Boy from Medellin," and it's about J Balvin. And so when I say that name, most people are like, "Who the hell is that?" He's had several songs that he's been like famous for here, but he's huge in like Latin America.
Oh yeah,
they're just absolutely huge. He's a reggaeton artist, and he's not the biggest deal in the world, but in several other places he is the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah, and there's a lot of artists.
So there's tons of people that are like that. He's not a one-hit wonder. He's had several things that have been on the radio and whatnot here, but it's the same along the same kind of lines.
Well, like Ricky Martin, I think most people would probably think of as a one-hit wonder in the U.S. for like "Livin' La Vida Loca." But again, like first of all, he started in Menudo. He's like Latino Timberlake in a way.
I like how people would completely erase that from his past. Like he wasn't famous before he became Ricky Martin. He was already like.
Well, Timberlake would like you to forget that he was.
That's true.
People don't forget.
Took me way longer than I needed to Google that because I was trying to listen to Kyle while I was Googling. But Sign Your Name peaked at number 4 on the Billboard charts. I feel like that's
pretty good. It's not like it was like 100.
No, that's huge. Yeah.
It is, by the way, and we'll put it on the playlist. What a jam that song is, by the way. It's a great
The
song.
reason I brought up that movie is because when I was watching it, Michelle's like, "Who the hell is that?" And I'm like, that guy's really famous. Like, he's really famous." He's like,
to be fair, I don't know who's really famous here either. So.
Michelle just not to me. So, what is your definition of one-hit wonder, Michelle? And I feel like this is going to be Hanson related.
No, I mean, not necessarily. So originally, when we had just before I even looked up anything, my definition was like one album and done, and that you had one song off the one album, and it was a chart topper, and then either the band broke up or somebody died, or they just vanished from
all
music.
existence. Public consciousness.
Yes, but that's not necessarily the case. Like with Hanson, I guess they continue to make records. They're just not mainstream as they were.
No matter how much death you wish on these artists, all 3 of them boys are still alive.
But there's tons of artists who have gone on to more successful careers in different countries, and I don't know. Is that a one-hit wonder? I don't know. That's why I was asking. I'm so confused now.
I don't mean to make Hanson fans mad, but I absolutely consider them a one-hit wonder. That's a band who tours regularly, fills up 6,000-seat theaters in every city. But if you ask the next 10 people to name Hanson's songs, they're going to be like, plural? Because
I guess that is
a
one-hit wonder because they had one hit.
Yeah.
So then it's very simple to put that not a one album career. That's different.
Adding the term wonder to it makes it derogatory.
I feel like that too.
Because adding wonder to it makes it seem like that it's just it was a temporarily wondrous thing that happened and it just went away. It makes it sound worse than what it actually is. It's someone who had a really huge song or was really famous at one point and then isn't anymore. It's not a bad thing.
See, that I don't feel like it's a bad thing at all, but I feel like absolutely the term one-hit wonder is derogatory.
It is.
But then again, I will die on the hill of I think hair metal is a derogatory term too.
That's the same thing. Yeah.
Just I hate that term so much. It's because it's never said I enjoy hair metal. It's always like hair metal.
Is it because you don't have long locks like Kyle?
That's exactly what it is. Yes.
I knew it.
So now that we've got our clear definition
do we?
down of one-hit wonders, as we always do, we always share our music and what we're listening to, and I feel like a lot of what we're going to talk about is going to be stuck in people's heads all week.
Yep.
So I'll just name a couple of ones that I have on my list and we'll see where we go. I only have one that I think most people would even be like, that was a hit. But I love this song so much. 2 from the 80s that I absolutely adored the songs and the songwriting and the vocals and everything about. And this is ones that I was like, man, I really wish I would have heard more from those artists. Is I Can Dream About You by Dan Hartman. What a jam. Oh boy. I was going to say this is the first in a very long series of Michelle just looking at me confused.
No, I got you.
Yeah. I Can Dream About You by Dan Hartman, where Dan Hartman is a white man and they just went and put a black guy in the video. They were this sounds black, so we'll just put a black guy in the video.
That's not a thing, man.
Yeah. Well, and then years later, the music industry went through that whole string of just being like, what if we put a thinner woman who didn't even sing on this song in the video? That would work, right?
Yeah, or Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, same thing with Milli Vanilli. I feel so bad for those guys.
What if we put people who didn't even sing at all in this video?
Yeah. That'll be fun. John Parr, Man in Motion, the theme from St. Elmo's Fire. If you ever need to be motivated, just look up Man in Motion by John Parr on Spotify or whatever streaming service you use. It is just
we were just talking about that song.
It's such a great song. And what's funny is it's the theme from the movie St. Elmo's Fire, and I've never seen St. Elmo's Fire. I need some time to go back and watch that movie.
Maybe you're confusing the Ghostbusters theme song.
No,
Same thing.
You said this song. You were listening to something and you're like, this song gets you all pumped up, and it's like the other song, and I was like, it sounds like the theme song to St. Elmo's Fire.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
Damn it, I don't know.
Please, by all means, put the brakes on the complete show.
I know.
With trying to remember what you guys talked about 3 or 4 days ago.
Oh no, this is like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Sure. But you know what? You brought up Ghostbusters. Ray Parker Jr.
Yep.
I think everybody would say is a one-hit wonder, right? Yeah. Ray Parker Jr.'s got a huge career in music. He started as Stevie Wonder's guitar player, for crying out loud.
What?
Yeah, dude's been around. He's from Detroit, by the way. You should know that as well.
I learned so much on the show.
You do. And but again, if you talk to the next 100 people and be like, Ray Parker Jr., what did you do?
They're gonna be like, who is that?
Ghostbusters. Then what? Well, I'd assume he died. I
heard
on a podcast.
Yeah.
Have you been listening to the Infectious Group podcast? So anyways, there's a couple from me. And actually, you know what? I'm going to throw this third one at it real quick just to get this out of the way. This is a song, and I never do this, but I pulled up a clip of this because I think everybody, even almost everybody listening would be like, I've never even heard that song. There was a song called Peace Pipe by a band called Cry of Love, who like, I think they're wrong place, wrong time. Like they came out in like 1990 and they were not hair metal and they were not alternative. They were just like straightforward rock. And I think everybody was like, I don't know what to do with this, you know, but I'm just going to play a quick clip of it because it's such a jam. Guy's got a great voice but this was like what you would call barely a hit. Just great groove, great voice. And then I was like, when that came out, I was like, I'm going to buy the CD. The full album's great. And I was waiting for more and then nothing. just nothing. I assume some or many of those guys are probably touring as that, playing like bars and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what a great tune that just was never really went anywhere. So anyways, going over to Kyle, what ones do you have for us to start off?
Nearly everything I have listed as rap songs because there's so much that everyone knows of and is no more. There's a song by Cadillac Don called Peanut Butter and Jelly, and it's not the Peanut Butter and Jelly Time song you're thinking of, which I already know.
Why are you pointing at me?
Peanut Butter and Jelly in parentheses with a baseball bat.
It's not that song.
That is a one-hit wonder, though.
It will be on the playlist, but as soon as we figured out we were going to talk about this, that popped into my head immediately.
Sure.
There's Whoa by Black Rob. What else?
What color is Rob?
Flavor in Year by Craig Mack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Jump, Crisscross, Jump.
Oh, for sure.
Now, they had more than one song.
They did have at least one other hit off that record.
That is what that's what you know them for.
Again, if you ask the next 10 people, yeah. Well, they're going to, first of all, they're going to tell you Inside Out is wiggity whack. First of all, let's just clarify that.
I Wish by Skee-Lo. Not to be confused with I Wish by R. Kelly.
Right, yeah. But Skee-Lo, that's another one where, Skee-Lo is one of those that when the hit comes out, you're like, I'm never going to hear from you again.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
you have played your hand, sir.
You could even put Ice Ice Baby in there, Vanilla Ice, even though he had the turtle stuff that he came out with.
I feel like people would play that funky music in Ninja Rap.
But he's very much stuck to that Ice Ice Baby thing, though.
Look, Vanilla Ice is going to close every concert ever.
Yeah,
with Ice Ice
I mean,
Baby.
there's Rump Shaker by Rex and Effect. What else do I get?
Jeez, man.
Whoop, There It Is by Tag Team.
Yeah.
The list is endless, and these are all huge songs that everyone knows.
Well, or is it Who Let the Dogs Out or Whoop There It Is that just recently came back in like a insurance commercial? I think it's Who Let the Dogs Out.
Yeah.
But like, again, huge part of, like, I know people who cannot even say anything about letting their dog out without having to reference that song. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
it's
the
just
Baha Men, isn't it?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. But yeah, just like,
so you got songs like I Got 5 on it.
Yeah.
That's referenced all the time.
For sure.
The song by Lunas. It's referenced all the time.
Yeah, Blue Cantrell. It gets referenced all the time.
There's Throw Some D's, which is by Rich Boy. Throw some D's on that bitch. Mm-hmm. Like that's it was huge.
Rich Boy has a special place in my heart because of his verse on the remix of Paper Planes by MIA, which you could consider MIA one hit wonder.
Yeah, but because she's huge other places.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, she's got two great albums, and then she put out a third one as well.
Yeah.
But but her first two records are stunningly good, and the only song anyone knows is Paper Planes. Let's slide over to Michelle for a minute here. And now, is everyone a one hit wonder to you? Because you generally don't have the attention span to listen to more. Michelle's going to be like, you know what I like is Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd. That's they never had another hit, right? Or I like Jump by Van Halen.
Better by GNR.
Yeah, which if you were going to ask 100 people to name GNR hits, Better would not be one of them.
Breakfast at Tiffany's, Deep Blue Something, and I feel like you guys don't like that song.
I mega loathe that song.
Yeah, I think both of you.
It's one. Okay, here's why. I don't like when people rhyme the same word with the same word. I'm looking at you, Kid Rock. We were trying funny things and smoking funny things. You can't rhyme things and things, Kid Rock. And they do that in What's the line? He says something about between us, things are over, and I hate when things are over. Oh, me too. Me too, dude. Get a thesaurus for crying out loud or a rhyming dictionary.
I immediately cringed when you brought up that Kid Rock part because then I just thought about him just ripping Leonard Skinner off.
Dude, there's two different songs.
Yeah, and then saying stuff.
You can't even. He pulled
like
that from Shaggy though. Shaggy did that with Angel.
Yeah,
is the bass line from The Joker by Steve Miller, and then the melody from Angel in the Morning. And then Kid Rock was like, "Ooh, let me." So they just took Puff Daddy's game and just upped it by 100%. They're like, "What if we do 2 hits together, and then you really get it stuck in your head?" What else do you got besides the song "No One Likes Michelle"?
"Bitch" by Meredith Brooks.
I knew that was going to be on your list, and that is your theme song.
Yes,
correct. And I mean that in a complimentary way, by the way. That song is
I'm
like
taking it back.
That song.
Yeah, like that's a strong. Like I remember when that came out, being like, well, she just went and said that.
Yeah.
You know, like there's more. The song is like, I think there's people who hear it and think that it's an insult and they're dumb. You know, and that's who the song is directed
at. When that
at.
came out, everyone was like, well, she's calling herself everything that the misogynists call her. That's so weird.
Yeah. And you're like,
on purpose, idiot.
Yeah, congratulations on missing the point. Michelle, what else do you got?
Flavor of the Week by American Hi-Fi.
I
don't know if that was a hit or if that was just a hit to me. Like, I don't know if like it actually made the charts.
That's your
or
piece
like,
by Cry of Love. No, it was a hit to me. I remember that being on hits.
And then I already said that Too Close by Alex Clare.
Yeah.
You Get What You Give by the New Radicals, which I
feel
feel
have that
like
on my list.
They were big in Europe, yeah?
Yeah, but they absolutely. They're one of the artists I referenced that basically did that one record and was like, no, we're out. Like, we don't want anything to do with this.
They did?
Oh, yeah. They absolutely pulled the ripcord on their own career.
Yeah.
And that's one I actually filmed a video for the YouTube channel a while back that's not out yet, but about albums where there's one huge hit, but the whole album is awesome. And that is one. That album by New Radicals, the whole record is just great. And that song is fantastic. Everything about that song, the lyrics, the production, the melody, everything about that song is awesome. And the rest of the record is that good. And there wasn't even a second single off of the record. They were just like, no, we're good. Like the record label was like, yeah, we shifted all the units we wanted to, so we're done.
I have one that's not rap related.
What?
Stacy's Mom by Fountains of Wayne.
Yeah, that's definitely a one-hit wonder.
That shit gets brought up like daily in social media. Like when someone will post a picture of like a hot mom from back in the day, and it gets mentioned immediately.
Being married to a woman named Stacy, that joke is not allowed in my house.
She loves it.
She absolutely adores it. Yes. So here's one for me that I think is the one where you guys would be like surprised that I put on here, and I think, first of all, I think this is the definition of one-hit wonder by anyone's standards. Because I Got High by Afro Man.
Oh, yeah.
Big hit. And great song. Like, I would guarantee that's what someone right now is like, damn it, that's going to be stuck in my head now. Because the melody is just great.
Yep.
I had that one. This one you might not know by name, but 96 Tears by Question Mark and the Mysterions. Second this starts, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I absolutely know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the keyboard melody is outrageous on that. But yeah, and I think they kind of stunted their own career by the fact that it's not just Question Mark, it's the actual Question Mark is the name of the band and the Mysterions. Another one that I have on here that I think is a one-hit wonder where, again, the entire album is just stunningly good is What I Am by Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians. And they just put out a new album like 3 or 4 years ago, but no one cared but me. And it's a solid album, but that whole record that What I Am comes off of is so good.
There's another song by Afro Man called Tumbleweed, I think, and it's just as catchy as Because I Got High, but no one ever talks about it.
Yeah.
And it's on the same album. And if you like, I think they might be right
like
after one another
in
the track
Slide
listing.
Part 2 or whatever.
Yeah. It's. I find
this time.
It's very good, Michelle. One more I'm going to throw out there, and then I'll pass it back over to you, Kyle. Speaking of high, She's So High by Tal Bachman.
Oh, yeah. That's a jam.
What a killer jam that is. And I just learned yesterday that he is Randy Bachman's kid from Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Huh.
Makes sense. I was watching a YouTube video about a guy who toured with Van Halen, which was why I was watching the video. And the guy at one point was a touring drummer for Bachman Turner Overdrive. And he just happened to mention that Tal Bachman is Randy Bachman's kid. And I was like, oh, how about that? And he also kept calling him Bachman. He was like, yeah, I drummed for Bachman Turner Overdrive, and I was like, I don't know what that band is. So anyways, there's some from me. I've got more to share, but Kyle, what else you got?
I mean, you can even Baby Got Back.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that is an iconic song. That's not even huge. It's iconic. I
have a double LP of Sir Mix-a-Lot's greatest hits, but I understand. No, there's no such thing, by the way. I believe Sir Mix-a-Lot's greatest hits is on a CD single.
Yeah. Rapper's Delight by Sugar Hill Gang.
For sure.
What else I got?
That's one of those ones too where it's like that's been sampled a gajillion times.
Jump Around by House of Pain.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a gazillion, and these all fit strategically into their little place in like hip hop history.
And that Jump Around is one of those ones where if you would like to see a party go from fun to lit, when people are drinking and there's like just that right amount of energy bubbling in the room, you push play on that, and as soon as those horns hit, everybody in the room is going to be like, "Oh boy, this party's going up a notch."
Yep.
What else you got, Kyle?
Oh, This Is Why I'm Hot by Mims.
Yeah. I haven't heard that in a while.
And it was huge. Party Like a Rock Star. That still gets brought up today.
Oh my Lord.
By the Shop Boys.
Yeah, I haven't heard that in forever.
That was not a one-hit wonder. Just kidding.
I was going to say, what else?
For the playlist, I'm just going to pick out some of these for each of us and put them on, and send them to you to put on there, or else this is going to be the longest playlist we've ever had.
I'll mention one that everyone in this room knows, and everyone listening probably knows, is Never Scared by Bone Crusher.
Yeah.
Oh my, and it had a fantastic music video to go along with it, where he was like the size of Godzilla and he was destroying everything. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But he's also done a bunch of other stuff, but you never. It only ever gets mentioned that he was, the guy that sang Never Scared.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Michelle, do you have some more to share with the class?
Yeah.
I'm fully aware that we may not get through all of ours because we don't.
I only have a couple more.
2-hour episode.
Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum.
For sure.
I don't know. I don't know much about him, so I don't know if he has a career outside that. But it was just
not to my knowledge.
And then
that's another one too. The second that song starts, you're like, I very much know this guy.
Tequila by the Champs.
Oh yeah. Now, do you like that just because of the title?
Yep. And the dance.
That's the rare one hit wonder where you enjoy the drink and the song
and the dance.
Yeah, and the dance.
Video Killed the Radio Star.
Yeah, I hate that song, but I get it. Did you know that has the distinction of being the first video ever played on MTV?
I did know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. I just don't like that song, but I get it. I mean, it's a huge hit. Huge hit. And it's definitely the only thing they're known for.
Yes.
Did they have a career outside of, what is it, the Buggles?
I don't believe so.
I got one more.
Hold on. I'm going to run through a couple and then I'll pass it off to you to wrap us up. Funky Town by Lip Sync.
Yep.
Which is, the production on that track is stellar. And believe it or not, there's no Lip Sync greatest hits. That's weird. There's just the one song. Dexy's Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen.
I mean, yeah.
Huge. Michelle did not mention this one, and I'm pretty upset about it because I can dance if I want to.
I didn't. It's on my list, but I thought we kind of just touched on it earlier, so I didn't bring it up.
The Safety Dance by Men Without Hats. And then I think, for me, the most recent one-hit wonder I can think of, and this is another person who I just learned this the other day because I was like, whatever happened to? And then found out that this person was like, nah, I'm good. I'm done with all of y'all. Is Somebody That I Used to Know by Gautier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so I looked into
this. That album's good.
That full album is excellent. And that's why I was like, there's so much more to this guy than that song. And I looked into it the other day and found out he's one of the people that was like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, you guys all suck. Like, the whole music industry and all of you suck. So I'm just not going to do that anymore. But I will tell you, if anybody listening to this, if you've heard that song, of course, if you're on Earth, you've heard that song, Somebody That I Used to Know. Listen to the rest of that record. It's called Making Mirrors, and it is so good. There's nothing else on the album that sounds like that song, but it's all, there's like the song right before Somebody That I Used to Know sounds like Motown, like straight up Motown. It's all excellent music. Kyle, bring us into the home stretch with, he's got a look on his face.
I thought I only had one, but I have two.
Okay.
Nuck If You Buck by Crime Mob. Oh my God. So aside from any song that Lil Jon sings, if you put on that song, that makes me just want to punch somebody straight in the face.
Sweet.
Noted.
Nuck If You Buck, man. That is a.
I don't even know what that means.
If there was a fighting song, it's that one.
What does that even mean?
What?
What does that even mean? What do those words mean?
Nuck If You Buck, man.
What does that mean? Stop saying it.
The other one. The other song I had is Come Baby Come by K7.
For sure.
And that is hugely, you hear that at every parties.
That almost brings, what is that song that goes, na, 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 na,
oh,
na, na,
yeah.
There's like a certain section of
Cupid
Shuffle and
Jams.
stuff. They're like, but like, there's a certain section of songs like that.
I have one more.
Cupid Shuffle and stuff where I feel like those are just club jams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I would even
Actually,
call them
bringing
hits.
up Jock Jams is a great thing because every single thing on a Jock Jams album is a one-hit wonder.
Tootsie Roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know who does that. That just came to
Michelle has a surprise entry.
two more just came into my head. Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Oh, yeah, definitely a one-hit wonder. Yeah, who knew Aqua wasn't going to have a long career?
And We Like to Party by the Venga Boys.
Yeah.
To answer your question, if I had to give you a quick definition of Nuck If You Buck, it has to do with your fist and getting buck, which is being crazy. And get buck wild, that kind of thing.
Kyle loves to not answer questions, and then like 2 fucking days later, he'll be like, to answer your question. I'm like, I asked you that 3 weeks ago, and he was like, well, now I'm ready to answer your question.
Let me. Yeah. Do you eventually get the information that you wanted, right?
Yes.
It's better than, and you guys are never going to believe this, but I have a friend who won't look up information for herself, but will
him or herself.
Him or her. And they will text me to ask me to Google something for them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, you know what you said about wanting to put your fist in a face?
Yes.
Is it Nuck If You Buck?
Yes.
So it's about fists and fighting and not about deer or whatever you thought Buck was about.
Dollars?
Not that either.
And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to slide us along into the next question. And
Are you
I don't even think
cha-cha slide us?
I am. I'm going to slide to the left. So I don't even think we need to talk about this much, but is this, and feel free to call me an old about this, is this me being old, or is there a lot more one-hit wonders in the past 15 years than ever before?
Yes.
Okay. So, well, Kyle's the youngest of us, so I don't feel like an old. I thought he was younger than you.
Excuse me.
Oh, excuse me.
No, it gets brought up every day that I'm older.
I've never heard her mention that I'm older than her.
He's like 5 months older than me.
Oh, that's forever.
So I know. He's 85 and I'm 86, man. That's like a whole year.
So with that being said, something like TikTok has normalized
for sure
the one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
And it's
in the last 15 months,
yes,
it's been worse.
Yeah. So
that is true.
Yeah. So I would start it with social media. You got people who are famous on MySpace, and so it started there. And so over the last 15 years, yes, it's been more common to be a one-hit wonder, and also more accepted to be one. And now with TikTok, it's 100% more accepted. You got these people who just recorded a song to put on TikTok and be funny, and they blew up and they play it on the radio now.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Which is a fault of the system.
Yes.
Not the person who
Didn't
made
we
this
just talk about this where record labels are just like, give us this one hit and like we don't want anything else to do with you, like moving on. It's just like
this is adjacent, but Weird Al, I saw an interview with Weird Al once where he talked about how every time he comes out with a song, people view him as a one-hit wonder. And he said even his own record label, and this was a very serious interview with him, like he wasn't being goofy and funny, and he was like, every time he would go to turn in a record, like the record label would be like, didn't we eat it, right? Like we already did that. And Weird Al would be like, I still have a contract here. Like, I need, and they would be like, yeah, but eat it. We released that. Like, you're the eat it guy. And he's like, yeah. And I also put out an album every other year. Like, other than that, So, like, there's artists like that, too, that probably when they have that second hit, people are like, didn't we already do you? Like,
along the same lines of the TikTok thing is I think that now we are going to be in a position where the younger kids now just associate music with one-hit wonders,
which is such a bummer.
Yes, I mean, so much so that my 9-year-old wants me to play TikTok radio on satellite radio in the car.
Don't do it.
And it's all shit that obviously is off TikTok and that you've never heard anything else of.
This is probably a bigger subject for another episode, but I feel like that's leading us down a path of nobody having any sort of emotional or personal connection with music.
Yeah.
And that is wildly upsetting to me. Like even I'll go off my own list here. Like She's So High by Tal Bachman. You guys, me, and everybody listening, just the mention of that song probably brings back a flood of memories and I don't feel like in 5 minutes, let alone 5 years, are you going to hear any of this TikTok stuff and be like, oh, I remember I was sitting on my couch scrolling my phone that time. And what I mean? Like,
I'm going to remember the TikToks.
No, you are not. You don't remember what we talked about last week.
No, I don't.
So do you see it as well, Michelle? Do you feel like in the last 15 years there's been a lot more one-hit wonders?
Yeah, but I feel like that's the majority of like my when I really got into music was probably in the last 15 years, like really. So I feel like that is kind of all I've known. So I don't really know anything about it.
Got into music is kind of a complimentary way of saying it.
When I started listening to things.
I feel like in the last 2 years we've done the shows when you've really got into music.
No.
Like, I should learn about this.
I gotta look some stuff up.
Yeah. Or you're like, I'll just learn on Saturday. So having said that, we ran down, I feel like, a ton of good stuff in this episode. So we always ask for feedback on all the social media, but I would love to hear from everybody on everything. Like, share your one-hit wonders with us, but also...
Were we wrong on some?
Yeah. Are you like, how dare you?
There's literally a gazillion more.
I celebrate Afro Man's entire catalog. But like, talk to us about like the stigma, like why you think there's a stigma, or your definition of one-hit wonder, because it could be wildly different than what we settled on as our agreed stance that we were going for this entire episode. Next week on the program, we are going to move on to an album review, and we rotate through everybody's selections. Next week's is Michelle. No one understands why this is some sort of revenge pick.
It's not a revenge pick. I said last week I was just excited that I was ahead of the game.
Michelle, do we get to know what your pick is? Because you said you had two, which, by the way, in my personal life, people that I talk to, like that listen to the show, that like don't leave feedback on the thing, nearly everybody was like, she's never going to remember what two albums she picked.
Well, so I have two, and one of them is going to be this time, and one of them is going to be next time.
Do we get to know what it is this time?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want me to bring up a drop for an announcement, or?
I think it's going to be Wilder Mind by Mumford & Sons.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Wow, not Delta.
So it was between, that's not the other album, but I knew it was going to be Mumford, and I was going to be between Delta and Wilder Mind, and I think overall I like Wilder Mind better.
Fair enough. Spoilers, don't tell anybody.
So that's my
okay.
pick.
So next week,
I was fully expecting to hate your pick, and I don't.
Yeah,
so.
I don't hate it at all.
I never said
I own that record. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to revisit that album, actually, because it kind of, for me, it kind of got forgotten.
Yes.
Because Delta came out and I was like, oh boy. So I'm excited to go back and check it out again.
I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm pretty sure, isn't Wilder Mind the one where they were like, everyone was like,
it's the
fuck
transition
this band.
album.
Like,
it's the transition album. It's the one where they were like, we still sound a little bit like you know us, and also we're going to go in this direction. And then Delta is the one where they were like, also, we don't care if you like us anymore.
Yeah. They're like, we are who we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then we don't get to have Mumford anymore. So there's that. We'll take it offline.
What happened? Where did Marcus go?
Oh boy. Remember to use the feedback. Tell us about everything on your thoughts on this episode, and look forward to Michelle's pick next week, which no one is unhappy about.
If you can locate Marcus Mumford for Michelle, she'll be appreciative.
My address is
have him shipped in a box. Like we always say about this time, without music, life would be a mistake. Bye.
Bye.
Podcast is hosted by Russ Robinson, Kyle Wimple, and Michelle Koselecki. Produced and edited by Russ Robinson. Intro and outro music composed by Chris Kimmel. Opening credits read by Stacey Robinson. Recorded with a Rode Podcaster Pro and Rode Pod mics.